and maybe use this occasion to the defense of my former boss, the former president, to defend him that we should be a bit magnanimous to him. He did time, led our country, and the Linda Mama program was a great program. We developed it under the Jubilee administration, under the leadership of President Uhuru. We learned a lot from the Linda Mama program. And because of the experiences, because of the lessons learned from the Linda Mama program, we designed the Linda Jamii program, which was an improvement from the Linda Mama program. So Linda Mama was good. Linda Jamii is obviously better. And therefore, it is an improvement from what it was in terms of the scope, from just delivery of mothers, which was the primary target of Linda Mama. We've now improved it to cover prenatal, before the delivery, postnatal, the delivery itself, postnatal, and it's no longer targeting mama. It is targeting Jamii, mama plus the children plus the household. The figures have also increased in terms of benefits. Actually, the figures have doubled from between 2,000 and 2,500 to now 10,000 to 30,000. So we have enhanced the program, but we must accept that we learned the lessons from Linda Mama. That's why we designed a better Linda Jamii program. And we didn't stop at Linda Jamii. We have progressed it into universal health coverage, where we are now looking after the whole Kenyan community. And that is why the figures Aden Duale was saying, of 7 million beneficiaries to now 26.5 million beneficiaries has become a reality because we are progressing from there. I see the passion, I see the restlessness of the young people in Kenya as they look for education, as they look for knowledge, as they look for training. And it is the most perfect expression of what we need and a perfect reminder for us as policymakers and leaders. It is very important that at this point in time, we must have a reflection. In fact, it is an inflection point for us as Kenya. We must ask ourselves questions. Because just across, right here in the border of Kajiado, we have another university that is being built there, Kenya Advanced Institute of Science and Technology University. That university in Konza City here is being built by resources given to us, a soft loan given to us by South Korea. And they've given us a facility of 80 billion Kenya shillings to build the infrastructure, horizontal infrastructure in Konza, including the university in Konza. But just imagine, South Korea, which is now giving us 80 billion, in 1963 was exactly the same as Kenya. We had the same GDP. In fact, our GDP per capita was 80. The one of South Korea was 79. The same level of education. We had the same agricultural economy. Today, South Korea's economy is 20 times that of Kenya. And they have lent us money to build the university and the infrastructure in Kwanza. We need to ask us some questions. The difference, where did South Korea get it right? And where did we get it wrong? For far too long, we have made peace with the usual, the ordinary, the simple, the average. When other people are doing things differently, it is time. Fellow Kenyans, it is time. Fellow citizens, it is time for us to up our game, for us to raise the standard, for us to raise our ambition so that we begin to engage with the transformational, the innovative, and the extraordinary. We have been ordinary for far too long. And I am persuaded, beyond any reasonable doubt, that the restlessness we see in our young people, the passion that I saw in the eyes of Nura and Mwenda here, and Zainab, and all the other students, the urgency is because they are tired of the ordinary and the simple and the average and the usual. They want us to up our game. The difference between South Korea and us is one. It's not about resources, because they had the same resources as we do. It's not about money. They didn't have money the way we didn't have money. It's about leadership. That's the difference, leadership. So it's not about the people of Kenya. It's about us, the leaders, the people who have the opportunity to make decisions for the people of Kenya. What decisions are we making? That is what is important. Many of us want to make peace with little decisions, ordinary, average decisions, politically correct, and things like those. And that is why we cannot account for why others are where they are and we are where we are. So we must continue to push the limits. We've made good progress with our transformation of agriculture, with our transformation in education, with our transformation in health. We've made good progress with our affordable housing and markets and hostels, but that's just the foundation. We need to up our game. That is my belief. We have what it takes. We have what it takes. This nation has what it takes. We have the human capital. We have the knowledge and ideas and passion. And that is why I have been leading from the front. Against all odds, very difficult circumstances, but slowly people are beginning to appreciate that our economy is doing better. Inflation has come down. Our exchange rate has come down. Our dollar reserves have gone up. Our universities are doing better. We have more teachers in classrooms. Our food security is much more stable. We're beginning to get it right, but it is not enough. That is why we need to up our game. We need to be more creative and innovative. We need to do more on transformation so that we can do things in a different way and achieve the extraordinary. Alongside university reforms, our technical vocational education and training system has undergone extraordinary transformation. Enrollment has grown more than double, from 297,000 in 2022 to 718,000 this year, driven by supportive policies and aggressive awareness campaigns. We have expanded national polytechnics from 11 to 29 today, greatly strengthening our skills training capacity. At the same time, the recognition of prior learning policy launched in 2024 has already assessed 6,734 candidates, with 898 graduating at the launch. To deliver quality training, we have increased trainer recruitment at our TVETs from 7,000 to 10,000. We've hired 3,000 new trainers, and we are in the process of hiring another 5,000. Industry partnerships have also surged because industry told us that they want job-ready graduates from our technical training colleges. And for them to be job-ready, they must have practical experience. We had 65 industry players that were working with us. Now we have 2,883 because we want more of our trainers to leave campus, to leave their colleges when they already have a feel and an experience of what happens in the real world, in industries and manufacturing entities, embedding practical, hands-on experience in our training programs. These achievements demonstrate that TVET is now firmly at the heart of Kenya's transformation, equipping young people with practical skills to innovate, create jobs, and drive economic development. We will continue to make sure that integrity becomes front, center, left, and right in matters of financial management. It is the reason why we are changing our procurement mechanism so that we stop theft, pilferage, and corruption that has pervaded our procurement and made it an enterprise for making money and not providing service. It is the reason why we insist, and I have made myself very clear, that e-procurement is going to cut our costs by up to 40%. I have discussed this with many other governments. In fact, the government of Indonesia worked with us on the program that we have, so that if a pencil costs 5 shillings, government does not pay 15 shillings. Government should pay 5 shillings, because that is what it is. And I know there are teething problems which we are working on to make sure that e-procurement becomes the default procurement mechanism. That is the procurement mechanism of the government of Kenya. We will streamline the teething problems. We know there is also resistance by the brokers and the agents and many other profiteering entities, but we are going to stand up to them because it is our responsibility to protect public resources. The same way I just heard in this university that the resources made available to this university is spent with integrity. That is the measure of any success.
In a rare political twist, President William Ruto has turned his inner circle by calling for a ceasefire, not on policy, not on opposition, but on former President Uhuru Kenyatta. Yes, you read that right. Speaking with an air of unexpected calm, Ruto urged his loyalists to tone down the attacks on Uhuru, saying Kenya must learn to move on and, more importantly, to honor those who lead before. We should be magnanimous to him, Ruto said, visibly choosing peace over provocation. He did his time. He served this country. He initiated good programs like Linda Mama. Wait, Ruto praising Uhuru, the same Uhuru who just days ago accused his government of failing Kenyans. The same Uhuru whose name has become a trigger point for babu welfare within Kenya Kwanza rallies. Yes, Ruto took the high road. Instead of firing back after Uhuru's stinging remarks on the collapse of healthcare programs and the high cost of living, the president calmly reframed the conversation. According to Ruto, his Linda Jamii Health Initiative isn't a replacement of Uhuru's Linda Mama, but rather an improvement of it, a continuation, not a cancellation. He said, Linda Jamii now covers not just maternal health, but households across the board. And while his allies from Kindiki to Gachagua have been on a verbal rampage against the former head of state, Ruto is clearly playing chess, not checkers. He doesn't want the war of words. He wants legacy points, unity optics, and statesmanship vibes. But make no mistake, this wasn't a weakness. It was strategic calm. Behind the call for magnanimity lies a deeper calculation, perhaps to neutralize Uhuru's public sympathy, perhaps to appear presidential as 2027 politics begins to bubble, or maybe, just maybe, Ruto wants to lead differently. Whatever the reason, one thing is clear. Ruto just changed the tone of the conversation. And in Kenya's very political theater, that is not small move. This is Sauti Mzalendo News, always watching the power plays behind the podium.